There's been a lack of law enforcement that essentially in 2018, 2019 and 2020, legal authorities stopped prosecuting people for illegal deforestation. It comes down from the top, it comes from the president. It's essentially a political decision to not discourage deforestation.
So, are we able to say, is the Amazon now a carbon source rather than a carbon sink that it has so long been relied on?
I asked this of the researcher involved if we had crossed the tipping point, and she says they don't really know. They say for the eastern part, for the last 5 or 6 years, the Amazon has been producing more carbon than absorbing. The western part, they only have data for 1 year or so. It's not looking good.
Right.
But the other thing that they see about this is the impact it's having locally in terms of what's happening to the trees in various parts, and they're seeing a decline in rainfall in the wettest months. And this is worrying because it puts those trees into a stressful position. They stop absorbing the amount of carbon that they should be doing, and you kind of get this vicious cycle. So they're very worried, very concerned about it, but they don't know if we've crossed the tipping point as yet.
Matt, at COP last year, the big international climate talks, Brazil was one of a number of countries which signed a pledge to stop deforestation. This doesn't sound like they're acting on that pledge.
Yeah, it depends on what you mean exactly by that. The government would say that the government of Brazil was one of the signatories to that accord in Glasgow, and they would say they're on track to meet the commitments that they've made there. But researchers in Brazil are very skeptical about the data that the government has been feeding back to the UN. They feel that the government, if you like, has been unclear and putting forward data to the UN that's not as reliable as it should be. I imagine that at COP27 in a couple of weeks' time in Sharm el-Sheikh,